Where was I before I ran out of space again? The evil villain forges relationships with companies and corporations like evil villains before have throughout time. And the companies are set up all over the world, and the companies in the countries in which they move into from the evil villain's country, them being part of the evil villain's, you know, superiority group or group, move into countries, and they have to forge relationships with other companies who are also working for the evil villain, and they bring in groups of people who are supposedly working for their company or have some connection to another company or are studying or doing some sort of a appropriate looking role within the country that they have infiltrated, and they set these people up to look as if they're living regular lives and collecting regular paychecks. And so they give them you know, cards, like these prepaid debit cards and whatnot, and have everything paid for them, or give them the money to make it look like they can pay, or sort of have them sit in front of a computer and make them move around properly to look like they're paying bills, or have somebody who knows how to pay bills sit in front of their phone 400 times a day and take the same bill out, which is called Alzheimer's, to people who don't realize that it's the villain using poor older citizens in a country to sit on a chair and take out their bill and pick up the phone and pay their bill and take their bill out again and sit there and read it again, or take out their purse and take out their cards, and just make all these non-existents that are brought over incapable of anything to look like they're functioning normally in a country. And they'll show them sitting there like plastic people in these houses, while the managers of these corporations huff and ponder how to keep them from spending too much money, because they're really only there for a vote so that they can take over the government. They can, who cares what happens to them after they have that done, as long as they just vegetate for another 4 years and don't waste too much money. So they have to try and assimilate and scratch the backs of the other companies of the villain, the other corporations of the villain, but keep the money within boundaries. The problem is, once they get into a country, in order to assimilate, they stand out like sore thumbs, or just a different group, which wouldn't be a big deal until you start to talk to them and they just don't seem to talk back. Or when they talk back, they sound like people you've already met, or people who they couldn't possibly be. So they sort of have to separate them a little bit, keep them from getting to know people, which makes the regular people who they're around wonder if there's something wrong with them. And in order